Welcome back to Mac Circuit. Today we have a lot to talk about. Sitting right here on my desk is the brand new iPhone 17e. It costs exactly $599. And I'm going to be brutally honest with you. This phone is causing an absolute meltdown online. In some ways, it's the greatest value Apple's ever offered. And in other ways, it's making tech reviewers furious. We're going to break down every single component of this phone, run live tests, and figure out if you should actually spend your hard-earned money on this device. 90.4% of you guys are not subscribed. Please click that sub button, it really helps out the channel. And if you like this content, drop a like below. Alright, on to the video now. But before we get to stress testing, let's get this thing out of the box. Apple is still sticking to their super slim packaging, and the unboxing experience is exactly what you expect. The classic paper pull tabs, everything. So. Now let's see this phone in all its glory. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness, look at it. That pink is so pink. It's kind of a light pink actually. I mean, it is blush or light pink, whatever they called it. What do they call it? Soft pink. It is a soft pink. It's a pretty camera, or it's a pretty phone. Now we're gonna do the ASMR of pulling this off. Turn it on. It does also come with a USB-C braided cable. So it's just a USB-C cable. And then also all the documentation for the iPhone, saying that there's no need for a physical SIM, that it's all eSIM. Alright, so here's a setup screen. I'm gonna go like that, and we're gonna go into English. We're gonna go into United States. Alright, it's activating the iPhone. Alright, so sent a verification code to my phone because it's trying to put my main phone number on here, which is not what I want. I don't know if you can really see the true pink tones with it. Like, it doesn't look pink in camera, but it is definitely pink. Has pink sides definitely. It looks really silver or white. I wish I had a white phone to compare it to, but I don't. Let's start with the design. Just like the 16e we reviewed earlier this month, Apple's sticking with the modern flat edge chassis and Face ID. They also kept the action button from last year. It's not a huge deal anymore since we already had it on the 16e, but it's nice to have that hardware level customization on a budget phone. But let's talk about the actual upgrades. First, we finally get proper full speed MagSafe. Buyer budgets don't have to deal with wired, slow, unaligned Qi chargers anymore. Snap it on, and you'll be pulling the full 25 watts fast wireless charging. This means that you can go from 0 to 50% in about 30 minutes, completely wirelessly. Second, Apple upgraded their front glass to Ceramic Shield 2. This is the exact same glass formulation used on the flagship iPhone 16 and 17 lineup. Apple claims it's 50% more tougher than the first generation and twice as tough as any other smartphone. So, if you drop this walking to class, your screen actually has a fighting chance of surviving. Let's look at the raw data. I ran Geekbench 6 on the A19 chip, and it scored, for single core, 3,021, and 8,359 on multi-core. The dynamic range out of this phone is fantastic, because it has the A19 image signal processor. It pulls incredible details out of the shadows. However, you do not get a dedicated telephoto lens. All your zooming is digital, achieved by cropping that 48 megapixel sensor. At 2x zoom, it looks great. At 5x zoom, it kind of falls apart. But we can't ignore video. Apple's still the undisputed king of smartphone video, and the 17E holds up to that legacy beautifully. You can shoot in full 4K at 60 frames per second, and cinema mode works flawlessly for that blurred background effect. They also brought over the new phonographic styles from the 16 lineup, letting you completely change the color grading and undertones for your shots in real time before you even press the shutter. For 99% of people posting to Instagram and TikTok, the entire camera system is a 10 out of 10. Okay, I've praised this phone. Now we need to address a massive elephant in the room. Let me go on a quick Mac circuit rant here because this tech reviewer echo chamber has completely lost its mind. Yes, it is the year 2026. Yes, you can go on Amazon right now and buy a cheap Android phone with a 120Hz screen. But do you know what happens to those cheap Android phones? They're terrible processors, stutter, lag, and freeze after 6 months of use. Apple took the A19 chip, the exact same flagship silicon powering their standard 17, and put it into a $599 device. They doubled the base storage to 256 GB, they upgraded the glass to Ceramic Shield 2, they gave us MagSafe. If Apple had to sacrifice a 120Hz display to hit that $599 price tag while still delivering a phone that will easily last you the next 4 years without slowing down, that is the trade-off that you are going to have to live with if you choose to get this phone. Stop listening to out-of-touch tech snobs who swap their phones out every 6 months. For everyday budget buyers, upgrading from a 11 or a 12 to this, a 60Hz screen is perfectly fine, and the power of the phone is absolute. This is my final definitive buying advice for this iPhone 17e. This phone is not a trap. It is a masterclass in consumer value. If you want flagship performance, incredible battery life, and future-proof storage for under $600, buy a 17e. If you appreciate the brutal honesty and ignoring the tech hype, hit subscribe. Check out Plug Tech at the link below if you still really want to use pro-level iPhone with a 120Hz screen. I'll see you in the next one. This is Anthony from Mac Circuit. Peace!